Who'd like to pray us in? Charlie.
Right. We've come together today in this sad day of losing friends and spouses and relatives. But we're also reminded on this day that the Easter celebration of eternality of life. And the eternality of life is forever. And each of us are the spirit that continually survives and thrives and moves on and inhabits a new body. The celebration, the resurrection, is made available through our spiritual consciousness that we absolutely understand that life is a continuum, and we are in the process of living that life in our human bodies. As we celebrate this life, we give of ourselves to each other, we share in a service way, we embrace each other, and we share our talents because we're here to serve the highest and best that we can bring through us as us. And so today we celebrate not just the passing, but we celebrate the resurrection. We celebrate the moving on, and we applaud it, and we understand it because we live it. And so it is. Amen.
So it is. Amen.
Thank
That was
you.
lovely, Charlie.
Thank you. I attended a meeting yesterday where a very skilled facilitator on the subject of apparitions, which is covering just about everything about life after life. It was marvelous. One of the things I realized is that, like when you live in your home, Sally, for so many years and you express all your feelings and emotions, the substance of who you are even goes into the very fabric of the walls of your house. And so, like my house, I understood, it's for sale, that all the love and vibrations and service work that we did in that house will benefit the next users of that house because the vibratory remembrance is still in that house. It's in the very fabric of the cedar and the wood. And my son was just saying that my house had 500,000 hits on it on Zoom for its unusualness and what it is. It's a work of art in itself.
Mm.
Anyway, our lives, I believe, we're here to be beneficial presence. And to the extent that we draw upon the talents within us and use them and utilize them and share them with conviction and loving ways, we're doing God's work. And that's the real celebration. When we know in our hearts that we're here and we're helping others in service or in products, no matter what we do, the reward is in itself. The blessing is in the doingness and in the beingness. We can be still and know that the Spirit thrives within us as us. So today, yes, we are celebrating the ascension. We're celebrating the moving on, the transitions in life, the many that we go through in this lifetime are amazing. Amazing we're still here to celebrate and share with each other.
Mm.
So anyway, that's my 2 cents for the moment. I do have a definition, life after life, some of the experiences suggestive of life after life. We have apparitions, we have deathbed visions, we have instrumental teletranscommunications, we have mental mediumship, we have near-death experiences, we have out-of-body experiences, we even have phone calls from the dead, physical mediumship, poltergeist, reincarnation, spontaneous cases, spiritual transformation experiences. They're going on all the time. And each of us have lived long enough to probably have experienced one or more, or several of these experiences. And certainly people that have worked in hospice have felt the movement of life moving on. Certainly as funeral directors, whatever else we've been involved in, we become aware one way or another. Maybe it's through our feeling nature, maybe it's through our emotions, maybe it's through our mental imaging, whatever it is, it reminds us of the continuity of life. That's my tidbit this morning. I love you all.
Thank
I
you.
love you too, Charlie. You've always been a guiding light for us.
Thank you, Sally. Sometimes I'm a pain in the ass, but that's true as well.
Well, can't we all be time to time? Uh, I always remember when I first joined the ministry way back. I think it was around 2003 or so. I remember at gatherings, you would bring you would always had a way of bringing levity in some of the most solemn, downbeat times at our gatherings. You were a troublemaker. You'd stir up shit.
Yeah, I have to work at
Always
that.
good shit. That's what
Doesn't Yes, exactly. I love doing that because the seriousness on that life is kind of deadening. You
yeah.
know, we get too damn serious and it's deadening, and we lose our aliveness. So I endeavor to bring in some sense of humor or release from that sense of sternness. It's just what I do.
Yeah. You and Mo we're often the comic relief.
You know, sometimes it's very awkward. Sometimes it doesn't work. And
Yeah.
sometimes, as Terrie knows, she says, "Oh my God, that's Charlie."
Yeah, she would roll her eyes sometimes. You go, oh shoot, what's he doing now? But that's all right. You always, whatever you always did it with love.
You know, I'll never forget the meeting that, Mo Hayner, who some of you, maybe all of you know, she has such a big heart. She was
Yeah, she's
very big
amazing.
in the hospice area. Well, anyway, decided to do a skit. And so we got on stage, and before I know it, she's bossing me around and she throws me down on the stage and hops on top of me. And I'm in hysterics and I'm surprised by it all. She whispers in my ear, she says, "What should I do now?" I said, "Move your hips up and down, baby."
Uh,
Oh God, she was fun.
and there was that one conference in Chaska when you guys we had a what was it, like a talent show, but it was like in costume and everybody dressed up as something weird or funny. And you also did little impromptu things. It was fun.
Yeah, we had a physicist who had a great deep voice, and he played God often. you come in costume of God, or it was fun. We that's one of the things that I kind of miss about our gatherings. We used to have a Saturday night fun night, and
Uh-huh.
could do anything. We had belly dancing,
Yeah,
right?
Judy would do her belly dancing,
Yeah, we'd have
all
everything
scarves.
going on.
That was always fun. Always fun.
And
So
then
it's
Shirley would have to do, you put your right foot in, you put your right
right.
foot out.
Right, right.
At the
Yep.
most
At
serious moment.
Stonehenge. I think didn't she do that at Stonehenge?
Oh yeah. She did it everywhere. She still does it actually.
We're scandalized when she did that. I thought, I think that's appropriate.
Yeah, and Shirley and May Long and Mo and Margaret
Yeah,
loved
and
loved to go to Las Vegas and have fun with.
oh
Come back.
golly, I don't know. Was Las Vegas ready for them?
That's about right.
Jeez, turn them loose. Everybody watch out. Um,
So, Charlie, I have to apologize. I never received any images, so I didn't make slides for you.
Oh, okay.
They
The
must have gotten
images,
hung up.
yeah, the images, did they come through on, they didn't come through on the email?
No.
And didn't come, okay. What I did is I took images of the lecture from yesterday from the slides.
Hmm.
I tried to manipulate them and cut them down so we could use them, but I'm not very good at that. I'll see what I can do next week.
Okay. And
Uh,
Terry, did you have anything prepared?
So I had something I wanted to say, and I'm not sure. I woke up saying it. So,
Uh,
so anyway, so there comes a time, I think, and many of us who have lost people, or many of us who have been through dramatic situations, you wake up the next morning, or you wake up that morning, and you look outside, and the sun is shining, and the birds are singing. You look at yourself and you're the same person. Nothing has changed, and yet everything feels different. It's as if there's been an internal change. It's as if there's you've become a different person. And I think in many respects that is true. Whenever there, I guess that's why they call them life-changing events, right? Because we nothing else around us changes. If we were to watch the television or look at movies, when something bad happens, everything changes and everyone knows it and everyone's in on it and everyone, including the audience, is waiting for the next step. But when this happens to you, to me, you don't know what the next step is. No one else is in on it. No one knows how you feel. And it's this sense of deep and profound aloneness that I think many of us experience in the midst of loving, caring people who just want, who want to help. Their hearts are aching to help, and yet there's nothing that they can do for this profound feeling that you're now adjusting to, because it happens so quickly that it's almost that there's a catch up, and it takes weeks and it takes days and it takes hours. And sometimes you go forward, and then sometimes you step back, and then sometimes you think you're over it, and then sometimes it comes just crashing back in. And I was thinking about that today, and I woke up feeling like that. I woke up feeling like something in my life had changed, even though I'm not aware of it, at least at this point, what that change could possibly be. But the one thing that I know is that through everything that changes, I mean, that's really the one constant about life, that life changes. And as we struggle as human beings to try to adjust to the changes, and as we struggle to try to make sense of the changes, and sometimes there is no making sense of any of it. Sometimes it's just a matter of hanging on, knowing that in through faith that whatever is happening for our highest good. Knowing that through faith, whatever the universe has conspired to do, they've conspired to do for us and not to us. And ours as human beings is to take these events, is to take these feelings, is to take all of this humanness and experience it in a world that tells us that emotions are bad. Be true, be good, be a good girl, don't cry, just move on. This happens. What's your problem? When in reality, all you want to do is feel. And to have people who are willing to witness those intense feelings, that intense sense of aloneness is beyond miraculous. It is what community is. It is what the Madonna interfaith community is. It's having people who care enough to stay out of it when you want them to. And then, by the other hand, care enough to know when it's time to step in. So I guess all of these thoughts were running through my head today, and I have been, not if it's Easter or whatever, but a profound sense of loss has overcome me too, and I have no loss that I know of, other than hopefully the loss of the old me, yesterday's me, because I woke up today feeling different, like a different person, and hopefully a better person. Although, I don't know, I went out to feed cats this morning and I about sprained my middle finger at some of the drivers. So we change, but we really don't change, do we? I mean, we look for the angel wings to sprout, and the halo to get real shiny. And then we will be perfect, right? Then we will be godlike. And that's not our job. Our job is not to be perfect. Our job is not to be godlike. Our job is to be human. That's why we're in these bodies. That's why our souls have taken on this weight and chosen to experience everything that we have to experience. And if we don't experience it fully, then we're really cheating ourselves, aren't we? If we decide that we're better than our feelings, if we decide that we're better than what the universe has sent us, then the universe has a way of just getting our attention again and getting our attention again until we can't overcome it, until we're not better than it. And so for me, the biggest struggle is to be human, is to allow emotions, is to be able to say, I can't handle this. This is too much for me, at least right now, it's too much for me. It doesn't mean that I am a weak person. It doesn't mean that I'm a person who can't handle things. What it means is I'm a person, I'm a human, and I am a good girl. I do my best, despite being judged by others and really difficultly judging myself. And we all do this. We all judge ourselves. We all say we need to be strong for others. Do we? Do we really? Isn't it more important to just allow yourself the feelings, let others do with it what they will? Maybe they'll learn from watching you be honest and real. So this is more of a sermon than I would ever give, but I do know that, Easter is the time when both, biblically, but also just everything around us is coming into focus. We've had a difficult winter. Not only has the weather sucked, but we've had really ridiculous things happening in the world. And all we can do is sit and watch, because we can't change this. We have to just let things happen and know what is ours to feel about and know what is ours to pray about, and just know what is ours to help. And so I think that that serenity prayer, and many of you know it, and I might just say it, um, I think it really encapsulates everything about this season. As we watch the earth unfold in all her glory, at least where we live, we know that we're going to see beautiful flowers come up, and the grass is going to turn green, and the trees are going to bud out, and we're going to have fruit, and we're going to have vegetables, and we're going to have an abundant life just because of the fact that we live on this earth and this earth has given us this gift. So there are many people today who won't be experiencing, to the extent that we will, the beautiful things around them, because many of them have been destroyed. And many of them are just struggling to find good water to drink and good air to breathe, the things that we take for granted. And while we can't control that or change it right now, we can pray about it. We can change our consciousness. We can change the consciousness of suffering. We can go into that collective unconsciousness and send our love, which is so abundant and has been given so freely, if we just accept it. And so, if it's all right with you guys, I'd like to say the Serenity Prayer and then maybe do a brief meditation. Is that okay? Going forward?
Yeah.
Charlie, is that okay with you?
Before we do that, I'd like to bring up, I'm glad you brought this subject up. It's wonderful because it affects all of us and the culture we're growing up in, like be a big girl and or don't show your feelings. The mistake I had in my marriage for 63, in our relationship for 65 years, is I love the spontaneity of my wife. I love her natural spontaneity, but I would often deny her feelings. It was so stupid, right? I mean, they're her feelings is doesn't make logical sense. How could you feel that way? So I come from a mental perspective. It was so stupid for me to deny her feelings, and she'd rebel. Um, but along that subject, let me just put this out because it is Easter. If each of you had a Easter egg, colored Easter eggs, and you went searching for eggs, what color egg comes to your mind first? What color would you find?
Purple one.
Which
Purple.
one?
Purple.
Purple. Anyone else?
Same.
Red.
Red.
Yellow.
Anyone else? Any other?
Yellow.
Hmm?
Yellow.
Yellow.
Pink.
I love it. I love it all. Bobby did so many seminars where the images we create in our minds often tell us a lot about ourselves. And it's like the color yellow, right? Yellow can be a color of, but it's also it's the belly color, right? If you're courageous, or if you're scared, you say you're yellow, you're coming from being yellow. So each color has its own vibratory effects, and they can often tell us a lot about ourselves and where we're coming from in life. Um, Same is true when she used to do seminars on what is your first nursery rhyme, the first thing that comes to your mind. Tells you a lot about yourself. Whatever the nursery rhyme is. Mine was the Three Little Pigs. And when it come to my mind, and what does that bring to mind? What have I learned from being a three little pigs? I learned to be the third pig. I didn't want a house of straw. I didn't want a house of sand. I wanted a house of bricks. And I would take care of that wolf that was trying to devour me. So if you anyway, you want to explore more about yourself, you go into this type of understanding. We can learn a lot. And Terrie's absolutely right. So many times, the most moving experiences we have, the feelings that we've gotten, are individual to us. they're meaningful to us. It's for us to interpret what that meaning, what that strong feeling is. What is it we went through? What is the feeling telling me? We interpret it. And somebody sitting right next to you may not have any awareness of your feeling or what you've gone through, and maybe they never will, and maybe even if I explain it to them, it's not their experience. Anyway, that's my 2 cents, Terrie. I just wanted to say that I love you. You just showed your vulnerability, because you're very strong, you're a very intelligent woman, and you've done a lot of amazing things in your lifetime. And I can see it could be difficult to be vulnerable. And sometimes we need to be vulnerable and honor the vulnerability. So that's all I have to say. So if you can get on with what you want to do, thank you. Oh, Hallie has something to say.
It's real quick, Terry. I do want to participate in a meditation after the prayer. One thing that a lot of people, when tragedy happens, loss of a loved one, so forth, when that happens, they say, "Why me, God? What did we do? Why? And they turn against, and they get angry and so forth." And I have to say honestly that I do not feel that way with John's passing. Um, I have always believed in the continuation of some part of our existence, some part of our life, some part of our consciousness, the soul. I've always believed in that ever since I was a little child. And I've always said, well, it's your time, it's your time, we each have our own journey in this life, and we've made a pact before we even got here that we would experience certain things and we would leave when it was time for us to leave and go on to the next lessons. And in my innermost being, that's what I still believe.
I believe the same. I believe the same, but it doesn't make it any less.
Oh no.
Yeah. Your beliefs and your feelings sometimes go this way.
Doesn't make it any easier to be the one that is left behind.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
But I
All right.
just have to focus on the fact that now I have to assess what I do with the rest of my life, and how all these experiences with John, and even up until losing him, but my whole life with him, and all the things I've learned, and all the things I've learned even before I met him. What do I what am I going to do with all that from moving forward? Not, oh, what am I going to do with that? It's just like, okay, let's assess them. Like you were saying, let's assess it and think, okay, what skills do I now have? What insights do I now have that I didn't have before? Like you said, you can say to somebody, oh, I'm sorry for your loss. When you've been through it, you know it. You know, that's
Yeah.
when you can help. That's when you can really be there for somebody else who's going through it, because you've been there, you've done that, you know how it feels. Um, then you can really help. So I'm going to take this lesson and I'm going to put it to good use. So,
All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Sally. I appreciate that. And I appreciate your openness with your feelings. And I appreciate what you're going through and how you're handling it. But I also know that John is very close to you still and will be. All right, everybody. So find yourself relaxing back into your chair. Find yourself feeling supported on your chair, whatever you happen to be sitting in, and allow yourself a breath, a deep breath of cleansing breath, and allow yourself to breathe out anything that's disturbing you, anything that's throwing you off balance, anything that doesn't belong to you. And now take a deep breath. And as you do, we'll recite this serenity prayer and allow the prayer itself to travel through your body with each word, each phrase, cleansing and clearing and changing the vibration of everything that needs to be changed in your body and around you. So you may want to imagine us holding hands together or put your hands in the air. As we say, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change those things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And as you feel those words coursing through your body, riding your chakras, cleansing and clearing all of those emotions that feel confusing, allowing this clarity of those words to fill you up. And as you do, feel the warmth of the beautiful sun as it penetrates your body too, warming and cleansing and clearing from your head to your toes, like a beautiful shower of golden light. Imagine the colors coming off of each of your chakras. Red for 1, orange for 2, yellow for the solar plexus, green for the heart, blue for the throat, indigo for the third eye, and then violet for the seventh chakra. And those colors blend together in a beautiful swirl of dazzling light as they surround you. And they become your suit of armor, your suit of protection that allows in only love. And now we're going to find ourselves in our favorite place in nature, be it a forest full of trees, listening to the birds, be it the ocean, hearing the waves brush at the beach and the birds in the air, be it in a cave full of crystals with lights. Wherever your place in nature is, be there now. And as you are there, you find yourself taking in the spirit of this place, the spirit that you relate to, the spirit that resonates with you and fills you completely, the spirit of connection, compassion, love. Find yourself sitting or lying down in this place, feeling every square inch of your body engaged with the energy of this place. Feel your heart as your heart suddenly begins to beat, 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 slowing down and relaxing as your mind slows down in relationship with your heart. And the two become coherent, your heart and your brain, the electrical impulses of each meeting together and creating this beautiful, strong energy all around you, adding to the beautiful colors, adding to the beautiful essence of this place, creating your essence, allowing your essence to come up. There's no one here to impress. There's no one here to fool. There is no one here to judge. It's only you, your essence, your heart, your mind, your soul, totally protected and totally at peace. And now as you take a deep breath, you bring to mind a loved one, someone that you have loved so much. They may be with us on this plane. They may be on another plane. Maybe you've never even met them, but you know that you love them because your heart is so full as you think about them. And as you take a deep breath, you open up your third eye as you're relaxed there and you see this person before you. And they come to you with open arms and a heart that beats in resonance with yours. And you can feel this energy, this resonance, the resonance of the place, the resonance of your heart, the resonance of their heart as they take you in embrace. And as you touch cheeks, you hear them tell you how much they love you, how lucky they are that you are a part of their life, how blessed they were to be a part of your life. And they stand before you with this amazing feeling, this feeling of strength, this feeling of wholeness, this feeling of being a vessel for all of those emotions that feel too big for you, all of those emotions that feel like they're going to eat you up. This soul that has come to you has come in order to help you even those emotions out so that you can feel them without being overwhelmed, so that you can feel them with a heart that only grows stronger for having the experience. And you feel your hearts beating together, and everything that was between you is now gone. All that is left is love. All the regret, all the guilt, all the remorse, gone. Just gone. And in this pure bliss that you are experiencing right now, you know that your emotions are pure, your mind is pure, your body is at peace, your soul is whole, and you are with God, the two of you, in the embrace of the Almighty, be it a God, be it something of the earth, be it something of the sky. It doesn't matter what it looks like, but just know that you're in the arms of the Creator right now. And any residuals, the Creator just takes those away with a motion of her hand. She relieves you of all the negative emotions and leaves you with pure bliss. So take a moment right here, right now, and feel what it feels like to be totally and wholly and perfectly blessed. To be totally and wholly and perfectly loved. To be safe. To be cherished. And now, as you take a deep breath, imagine yourself breaking the embrace. And as you break the embrace, you step back, but your hearts are still connected. Your hearts are still entwined. Know that even when you come back to your body, come back to the physical, come back to the room that you're in, that these wonderful feelings of peace and bliss and love and safety will follow you and envelop you. And know that everyone that you meet, just by your presence, will be in the presence of this peace and this bliss and this love and this safety. And so now you grasp hands and you part, you step back, and it's time to begin your journey back into your body, back into to the earth, back into the 3D world, back into the world of the physical. And so we do, we gently come back in through the tops of our head into the physical. And for this one, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. When I hit 5, you're going to find yourself awake, alert, and feeling better than you felt in a very long time. 1, feeling the chair as it pushes against your body. 2, feeling yourself breathing as though you've never felt this free before. 3, feeling your body relaxed, wiggling your fingers and toes. 4, feeling your mental alertness. 5, back into the room, back into reality, back into the 3D with this wonderful sense of love and caring. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you,
You're
Terrie.
welcome. You're welcome, Charlie. You got your hand up. You waving goodbye? What are you doing? You're
Thank
right,
you.
Sal. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that was good. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I think we lost Kevin. So
He got a
it,
phone call. He got a phone call right in the middle of it.
yeah. So with gratitude for us, with gratitude for you, with gratitude for this experience, I thank you each and every one for showing up today, for being a part of my life, for being a part of the ministry. And I know that we can only do great things together, and we will continue to do great things together, with the blessing and the help, all the help that we can get. And so it is. So everybody have a great week. Anybody needs anything, call. Sal, need anything, call. Charlie, talk to you later.
Have a wonderful week,
Blessings,
everybody.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Blessings.
Bye.